Now I will show you some exploits on Ubuntu 10.04.1. So this was also created using background file. This is the box that is publicly available, so I use this one. I just given a name 10.04 just for simplicity, and this is our shared folder in the host machine. This is our shared folder in the guest machine. This will be the provision. This is the manifest files. So if you want to modify anything, you can just modify the template and run the main.py and make sure to fill in the values, provide arguments as clearly as possible. So this is our variant file. I actually did the installation first, so I'll show you the thing where it is there. The box is there, so the box is present. Now I will, it is already present, so I'll log into that machine. I have pre-downloaded some exploits onto this machine. So as you could see, this is the current Ubuntu that we have, and this is the kernel version. So I have some previous escalation exploits and some resource exploitation exploit. So I have couple of exploits which could actually give you root escalation. I have another which can actually eat up all your resources. So I'll just open one window in case we need that. So we'll begin with this particular thing. So this one is also this one is a previous escalation exploit, as you can see. So we'll try to exploit this and see if it works. So let's compile this. We'll just give a name for simplicity. Now as you see, this is the ID. It contains Vagrant. Now I'm going to run this thing, and boom. So you have the root here. So this particular exploit works pretty well. Let's see what the other one can do. So now we'll take this one, for example. ICANN has modern. The names are pretty funny, so you can't miss those names. So this is the also same thing that it is for all kernels below this particular version which is present there. So it should work for all versions less than this, but it might or might not. We'll take our chances. Compile it. Now we have the, so we'll just run this. Let's see again. If you want to see the ID, this is Vagrant. Now I can say ICANN, and boom, here again we got the root. So as you can see, these are pretty decent exploits that can actually get into root of your machine if planted properly. Now we have one thing where this socket, where this particular program actually just eats up your resources. This process cannot be killed as per the say, and it actually eats 100% of CPU, but in my computer it went up till 70% of CPU, but that's also too much considering any sort of machine. If a single process eats up till or hangs till 70% of CPU, then that's not good. So we can exploit this as well. Let's see. So we have a socket pair -o. Before we proceed, I like to give this. So as you can see at this point of time, sorry, this is the guest machine, my own machine. So I'll get into this VM of ours using SSH. So we are into the same machine. So both of them, these windows actually correspond to the same machine. Now we'll see what's running at this point of time. So okay, so as you can see, I actually ran this earlier, so it is actually using, it is still in progress. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually exit this thing, and I'm going to halt it. So we are shutting down our virtual machine to see that if exploit works, because that exploit actually ran earlier, so it was running the same version. I couldn't kill it, but yeah, it went till 80%. Once attempting halt. If you try to SSH into it, it gives you error. So we'll do the vagrant up. This will actually bring up the default, which was actually created using the the vagrant file. So this vagrant up actually takes a little bit of time if you do it, but if you do it at the very initial stage, then it will take a longer time, so you can actually take a break. But when you have halted it and again you try to run up, so it takes a comparatively lesser time. So now we'll jump into our virtual machine. So this is our thing, and let's see what is the status of our virtual machine at this point of time. Yeah, so at this point of time you can see nothing is running from our perspective. Now we'll try to execute this socket pair. It should take everything and should not allow us to kill. Too many files open in the system. Yeah. Okay, so if you take this, now as you can see, the socket pair is running, and suddenly it has taken 80% of your time. This 83. So this exploit is pretty bad as when it goes to resource exhaustion. So even if you try to kill this particular thing, we'll try to kill this. So we have this. This is our PID. You do this, there is no effect on that. You again do this, just for your sake of your peace of mind. You can try that, but this won't budge off. And if you see it actually takes pretty much of your CPU. So it's at any point of time it's a bad thing to happen. So these were the 3 or 4 examples for 10.4.1.